Good morning, baby swarm. Well, a couple of them are trying to have snacks. Oh, it's always nice when I can spend a little time with them in the morning. What are you doing, silly girl? Oh my goodness, where are you off to? Ow, you bit me. Well, that's a good topic for today. Do goats bite? And the answer is yes, but not on purpose. So that was Jacey, who I just had to advise to be a little bit more gentle with me. She was nudging my back and pulling on my shirt, and she accidentally managed to catch a bit of skin. So goats only have teeth on the bottom, and then they have back molars. So on the bottom and front, and then they have back molars. Can they bite you? Absolutely. If you stick your fingers in their face, just like any animal or person for that matter, if you stick your fingers in my face, I'm going to bite you. Goats can bite, but that's not their defense mechanism. That's not their normal behavior. They use their teeth to eat, to grind up food, to grind up forage. They don't use it to bite. So generally speaking, if you get quote unquote bit by a goat, you are getting bit because they're trying to chew on your clothing or you stuck your fingers in their face. She's forgiven, of course. And so anyway, that's my morning lecture. Yes, goats bite, but no, they don't bite like dogs and cats or other animals. They just aren't that way. It's all very accidental if it happens, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't break skin. I mean, I suppose if you really worked at putting your fingers between their molars and let them crush your fingers back there, then yes, but you got to work at that. It doesn't happen naturally. It doesn't happen with them trying to do it on purpose. Here's my little snuggle guy. Oh, yeah? Got your head all smashed up against my boot again? That seems to be your new favorite thing. My sweet boys. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Pam. This is Racing for Home Farm, where the animals rule the schedule, and I just try and keep up. Nothing here is scripted or planned, and we roll with what we get. But everybody's pretty cute, so it works out. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, I would be eternally grateful if you do hit that subscribe button. It'd be even better if you hit the like button or even the share button. Those are the things that tell YouTube to push my videos out to other people. And what we're doing here is trying to get the awareness of these breeds, which are livestock conservancy breeds, out further beyond me and the folks that already have them, because that's how we keep them gainfully in this world and how we prevent them from becoming on the more critical lists of the livestock conservancy. Cost you nothing other than a little pressure on your finger to push the button. So go ahead and push. Thank you. These are our 2026 babies. It's hard to believe they're growing up so quickly. They're all getting to be about 10 pounds now, to give you some frame of reference. And they're just adorable. So I have a rare moment of peace between work and chores where I'm able to spend some time this morning, and thankfully I am, because it is going to be brutal today. I cannot believe it's not even technically mid-April, right? So as of this recording, it is April 16th. Okay, it's technically mid-April. But in New Jersey, our temperatures should be maybe 60 degrees Fahrenheit as a high. Well, for the last couple of days and today, we're going to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's my easy conversion to Celsius. So that's 32 for those that are interested. That's that watermark of how to make it easy to convert. So 90 is 32. And it is brutal hot. We're just not used to it, right? Our bodies haven't adjusted from winter yet, because last week it was 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Which for those, that's not as easy a conversion, but I can tell you it's below 0 Celsius, right? Yeah, I'm not used to it. It's hot. I'm sweating now just from doing the morning chores. Here comes Bobby Socks in to visit for her morning visit. And I just love when I have the chance to sit down and relax with these guys a little bit. I do it in the afternoon after work, of course. And all of this is part of the socialization so that they go home all friendly. These guys are all raised by their moms. They are not bottle babies. And I want to be really clear about that because there's a misconception that you have to have bottle babies in order for them to be friendly. I'm pretty sure that's not true. Considering how much they're right here with me, they're snuggly. I mean, just look at this little guy. He is truly acting like a cat. He's probably learned from Bobby Socks. These two are busy being bucks. But if you work with your animals, if you spend time with them, hi Snuggies, you guys are so cute. If you just do what I do, which is sit in the pasture with them, read a book to them, talk on the phone while they're just hanging with you, they become very used to you very quickly. They become very interested as you become a part of their herd, right? I am a part of their natural environment. I've been doing this for the first 5 weeks of their lives. They know who I am. They know the sound of my voice. They know my movements, and I'm just a part of their herd. For them, I'm just another goat, albeit a weird one that makes different noises. So I do not raise bottle babies if I can avoid it. I think it's much healthier for them to learn to be goats, to be with their moms, to be taught by their moms, to be with a herd. That is an opinion. It is not a fact. It is my opinion, my preference. There are lots and lots of breeders that pull babies and raise them as bottle babies for lots of different reasons, most of which are very valid reasons. It's just not what we do. And I just wanted to point that out because people do ask me all the time, can you get me a bottle baby? And I will tell you no. And that means I might lose that sale, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes it gives me the opportunity to educate, and these videos do help because I can point them now to references that say, like, take a look at, sorry, I'm totally distracted because this baby is desperately trying to nurse. He's huge. He doesn't need to nurse, by the way. And Persephone is not having it. And they're so big, they're lifting her up off the ground when they nurse now. And it's really quite hilarious. They're definitely in the weaning stage. But anyway, so sometimes I get the chance to educate people around the need, whether you need to have bottle babies or not. And other times I'm able to just share these videos and show, you can make a decision on your own. You're perfectly welcome to have a bottle baby. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I choose to do and how I choose to raise our animals. On the flip side, you may want it. Great. Or you may actually take a look at what we do and how we do it and see how friendly and people-oriented these guys have become just by spending a few minutes in the pasture every day. Isn't that right, Mr. Voodoo? And change your mind and understand that it's more about how you raise them. He is just determined. He has not let up. It's more about how you raise them, how you expose them, and what you expose them to. That makes a stable, people-oriented, friendly goat. My guys will not be lap goats. That is not, you can see how the adults are, right? They'll stick their head in my lap sometimes. They'll push on me. They want to be near me sometimes. Other times they want nothing to do with me, and that's okay. Adults have the ability to make that choice. But they're not up in my lap. They're not trying to crawl in my pocket for treats. These guys are doing this naturally because I've become a part of their herd. I've talked about before, I don't give them treats. The treat is to be near me. And they're exposed. They're exposed. Whoops. Ren apparently was done with Bobby Socks. They're exposed to everything from the barn cats, to the dogs, to other goats, other animals, other humans. We give them those experiences so that they're not shocking and they're not scary. But they do take time to adjust, of course, anytime they're in a new environment or anytime a new thing is introduced to their environment. But after that initial adjustment period, this is what you're going to get. And that's how I prefer to raise our goats. Much more about being stable, healthy, herd-oriented animals that understand how to be social creatures in a herd, understand herd dynamics. That enables you to add goats to your herd later. It enables you to mix your herd up. Maybe you started out with a bunch of wethers and now you want to add some does, right? If you only have boys that are wethers, castrated males, as pets, which are the best pets, by the way, and then you go ahead and bottle raise those wethers, put them out in a pasture together as a group, they've never really experienced the dynamic of being pushed around by a doe, being, taught how to behave without being obnoxious with girls. And even though they're wethers, they're still going to act a little bucky. And then you'd want to add does to your pasture, which would be fine because they're castrated males. They don't breed. It becomes a bit of a challenge to do those introductions. So that's my TED Talk on why we don't bottle raise and what you get when we don't bottle raise. As you can tell, they're certainly not concerned in the least about me or what I'm doing. They're very used to it. And that's how I like to run things. So until next time, I got work to do and things to think about, talk about for next time. We'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.